It's not the oldest house in Virginia. It's not the largest or the most extravagant. The stately house has suffered the wear and tear of 2 centuries of constant use. Home, office, and center for official entertaining to almost 60 governors, Virginia's Executive Mansion is an outstanding example of federal architecture that holds so many layers of history that no single narrative can begin to reveal them all.
Virginia's Executive Mansion is the oldest continuously lived-in governor's home in the nation, and the tradition and the history that comes with that is precious to everyone who lives here.
When I'm in the backyard, I stand in the garden and I look to the left and I see Interstate 95, the busiest road in Virginia. And I look to my right and I see the Capitol of Virginia designed by Thomas Jefferson. And it kind of reminds me this is the story of Virginia, the old and the new, the progress and the history.
We are excited to share the stories of Virginia's first families in this commemorative book for the bicentennial of the Executive Mansion.
Williamsburg was the home to the original Governor's Palace, but invasion during the Revolutionary War forced the General Assembly to move to a safer location upriver at the small settlement of Richmond. In 1811, Governor James Monroe authorized a new governor's mansion to be built at its current location. Less than 2 years later, a handsome mansion had been completed. Governor James Barber and his family were the first to reside in the mansion. The new home needed a staff: cooks, servers, laundresses, gardeners, grooms, carriage drivers, nannies, maids, and housekeepers to ensure the smooth running of the mansion. Today, it still takes a small army of dedicated employees and volunteers to maintain the governor's mansion complex. The mansion butler leads the team. Governors may come and go, but the mansion's butler stays forever. Or at least they seem to. The legendary butler Winston Edmunds served 12 governors during 40 years from 1886 to 1933. William Fleming held the position through 6 administrations, from the 1960s to the mid-1980s. At that time, his stepson, Martin Tootie Towns, took over the job, one he has held through 8 administrations and counting.
My name is Martin Towns. Everybody here calls me Tootie. I've been here for over 28 years, and it's been kind of fun.
Tootie's family has played an extraordinary role in caring for the governors, their families, and the house.
My mom was a cook here, my cousin was a cook here, my stepdad was a butler here, my brother was a butler here, and he also was a chef here. I met my wife here, pretty much grew up here, I guess.
The butler's job changes with every new governor, but is always involved doing whatever's necessary to keep both house and governor functioning smoothly.
I'm gonna sit in dumbwaiter back down.
Whether he is serving meals, supervising part-time waiters, greeting guests at the door, maintaining the equipment, or prying children out of the dumbwaiter, the butler's day is full of the unexpected.
Never gets boring, that's for sure.
Well said, Tootie. In 1930, butler Winston Edmunds opened the mansion to the public by giving impromptu tours. There was so much interest that after Edmunds died in 1933, First Lady Nancy Perry formalized the tradition with tours of the main floor. Every day, school groups, tourists, public officials, and other guests are welcomed into its historic rooms.
Some weeks we might just have 2 events, other weeks we might have 5, 6, 7, or 10 events. So my job is to facilitate and coordinate everything that goes on here at the mansion. So a ton of event planning, from breakfast, lunch, dinner, receptions. This morning we had an ovarian cancer awareness nonprofit here. This afternoon we had preschoolers from a daycare here planting a garden. Tonight we're going to have about 200 women representing different businesses in Virginia. There is a lot of detail and just little things that go into every event here. Okay, so just Havard Park there and come through the front door. So there's just a lot of moving pieces to ensure that everything goes perfectly and smooth at the same time, especially as we are approaching and beginning to celebrate our 200th anniversary. So it really is incredible.
Guests are in and out every day of the year, staying a few hours or a few nights. An untold number of distinguished people from all over America and all over the world have visited Virginia's governor's mansion. A few notables are Queen Elizabeth II, Presidents James Madison, Teddy Roosevelt, William Howard Taft and FDR, Generals Robert E. Lee and Stonewall Jackson, Queen Elizabeth again, Charles Lindbergh, James Garner, Bill Cosby, Elizabeth Taylor, Jack Lemmon, Arthur Ashe, Tom Hanks, Garth Brooks, Sir Anthony Hopkins, Steven Spielberg, Patty Duke. Whew. Well, you get the idea.
There's never a dull moment with anything that we do here.
Visitors see a much different mansion today than was originally built. The residence has been through one war, 2 fires, and countless renovations, only to improve with age. The most recent and extensive facelift occurred in 1998.
We updated all of the systems. We have top-of-the-line fire suppression systems. We just put a brand new roof on. Really a once-in-a-lifetime type renovation. It won't be done again for another 50, maybe 100 years here.
The mansion has been well maintained and preserved by countless staff members along with their predecessors before them. The book First House by Mary Miley Theobald chronicles the 200-year journey of Virginia's executive mansion, its residents, guests, and staff, leaving behind a legacy for current and future generations to enjoy. But without the pride and dedication of 2 centuries of governors, first ladies, legislators, employees, and volunteers, the pages of the First House may have been blank.
I'm very proud to know that my name's on the front gate as being part of this renovation here, that, you know, we don't live forever, but my name will always be on that front gate.
No other historic house belongs to the people of Virginia. No other has been home to 2 centuries of governors and their families, and no other serves as both residence of the Commonwealth's chief executive and a place of official business. This is the People's House, Virginia's executive mansion.